Hey, good morning everyone. Happy Friday to you. Chris Wilson here with Grassroots Healing, teaching you how to become a master and an advocate of your own health. And you'll have to bear with me. I'm on a job site right now, and I'll have to be looking at these guys as they load me up with the material, so I'll try to not be distracted as much as possible. But lately in my videos I've been talking a lot about insulin resistance and the problems of type 2 diabetes and being pre-diabetic, and diet and lifestyle affecting this condition that we have today in the United States as an epidemic. One being obesity and the other being type 2 diabetes. They go hand in hand with one another. I wanted to go off subject for a little bit of that and talk about adrenal fatigue. It's another hot topic that I see affecting a lot of people, mainly due to the stressful modern lived exhaustion of today that we see on the rise with our times in the world. And this is something that I see indefinitely on the rise, and it's giving way to symptoms ranging anywhere from poor sleep to increased anxiety, and most of all, probably the worst symptom is a dramatic decrease in energy, so like chronic fatigue. And most of your conventional doctors, they kind of overlook this symptom. They want to band-aid it by giving you some type of prescription, and they don't really see that the dysfunction of your adrenal glands and that of your thyroid, the critical factor that these play in your overall health. They want to attribute it to something else. They want to say that your environment outside that you're exposed to has no really correlation to your causation of chronic fatigue and the up and downs of our stressful day-to-day living through modern stress. And the many things that we do to support the adrenals may make us feel better for the moment, but it doesn't make us well. And that's what we want to look at, is how can we get our health back and our energy back, so we don't always feel drained. Dr. Alan Christensen has a great book that I'm in the middle of called The Adrenal Reset Diet. Really good, but I do believe that we can expound on that and enhance it a little bit better. And obviously his diet is a key part of healing our adrenals, and we can look at some of the key principles such as the diet and maybe a few supplements that we can add in there to help boost our overall wellness when it comes to our adrenal glands. So what is adrenal fatigue? The term itself was introduced in about the late 90s, I guess. Most people say it was by a naturopath and chiropractor, Dr. James Wilson, and he suggested that chronic stress was the main precursor that was overstimulated the adrenal glands, releasing obviously chronically high levels of the cortisol into the blood. And as you know from watching my previous videos, that cortisol and insulin go hand in hand on retention of body fat, especially around the abdominal area, and visceral fat around the organs, which is super deadly and can lead to metabolic syndrome and a whole host of other chronic illnesses and diseases. So obviously this leads to insulin resistance. So these kind of go hand in hand with one another. It's an associated problem. The two are brother and sister. And anyway, chronic stress and the lifestyle factors that can really affect the body's ability to repair and recover from the stressor is what's really, putting our adrenal system on overdrive. So you think of the body and you think of how intelligent and resilient the body is, but the things that we constantly expose it to can zap our overall energy and continuously fill our toxic overload, like our little bucket, if you will. So when this fills up right here, it can only hold so much, and then it starts to spill over. And so that's what happens day in and day out, is that we are constantly taking on environmental stressors with the things we breathe in, we put on ourselves, and that we're around, and then the things that we consume for as far as food. And our body treats these foreign invaders as stressors. You know, even exercise, that's a good stress. Too much exercise can be bad. You know, alcohol, too much alcohol can definitely be bad. Red wine, it has the anti-aging component of resveratrol in it, you know, but too much wine obviously is bad because alcohol in of itself is a neurotoxin and a poison. But anyway, so pretty much unlike other, you know, disruptors in the body that play with the endocrine system, your adrenal fatigue is not really caused by any physical or measurable damage to the adrenal glands, making it impossible to really diagnose. And this is why a lot of the conventional doctors out there kind of overlook this problem. And it's because of this that many people are turned away by their doctors because they cannot perform any really one test to diagnose adrenal fatigue. It's really based upon the list of symptoms that people describe and list off whenever it comes to having adrenal fatigue. You can kind of begin to pinpoint if you have it based upon if you're exposing yourself to a poor diet, to pretty much prolonged stress, a lack of poor quality of sleep, negative thinking. Your mindset has a big portion to do with it. Overthinking, overanalyzing all the time, having food allergies, you know, causing stress and invaders in your body to having exposure to allergens in your food. You know, even food sensitivities nowadays, it's a huge problem. PTSD, emotional trauma, physical trauma, reliance on stimulants, you know, caffeine taxes the adrenal glands. Always feeling like you have to have caffeine or Red Bull, Monster, you know, these energy drinks. That's really, really not good on your system. And as we said, you know, symptoms can be, you know, extreme or chronic fatigue, brain fog, weight gain, obviously, because the cortisol being released and then leading to insulin resistance. So weight gain, or especially around the belly area, you know, insulin resistance, a decreased sex drive, which is libido, you know, depression, muscle or bone loss, hormone imbalance. It's one of the big things, you know. Cortisol is a hormone, so is insulin. So you having these imbalances, you can have adrenal fatigue. A weakened stress response, not being able to adapt to stressors, you know, being highly irritated at the littlest things and not being able to respond to high-pitched loud noises or things of such. All right, my friends, we're back to driving now. I'm finished on this job site, so it's probably going to get a little interruptive with driving, but we'll pick this video back up later and look at some of the things that we can do to help overcome adrenal fatigue or adrenal dysfunction, or really, yeah, sorry for all that, really what it looks like to have this type of condition, because it's sweeping across the population and more people are becoming affected by this condition. So what are some things that we can do holistically or naturally to help improve our situation with gaining our energy back and our overall wellness? We'll take a look at that more in depth coming soon. And I just hope you have a wonderful day. And if you like the content that I provide, please, by all means, subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell icon so you can get a notification anytime I go live or put out a new video. If you like this information and find it helpful, or if you know anyone that's experiencing any of these issues, please share the video on your social media outlets, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, whatever it may be, to get the message out there. And you know, I'm an integrative nutrition health coach, a nutrition therapist, and I'm not a licensed physician, so I'm no means trying to diminish your relationship with your primary care physician. You should always seek the advice and the guidance from your doctor. He is the one that is licensed to prescribe, treat, cure. I'm just here to help guide you on your own path and journey to wellness. So I can show you all the tips and tricks that I've done to help heal myself. I've had candida, leaky gut, irritable bowel syndrome. I've always been plagued with bad foul gas. It's pretty much eradicated. All these problems are chronic migraines and headaches, joint pain, all gone. Skin issues, gone. My son, he's 4, had major eczema, and helping him clean up his diet and helping him detox, pretty much gone now. And I do have before and after pictures, and I've also got this supplement that I use called a SIA. It's a redox molecule. It's an incredible scientific breakthrough, and we can discuss that in a whole other video, but I appreciate y'all tuning in and watching and supporting me by watching. So thank you for that. In the meantime, have a wonderful day. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great night. Enjoy the Sabbath and have a wonderful time off coming Memorial Day if you do have the luxury of having that day off. So I'm Chris Wilson signing off. Remember, have a healthy day and be an advocate of your own health. We'll see you next time.